Who's with me? Okay. So we just got done with week 14. Last week we basically put this together. I think you were all supposed to do this on your own. Again, this was, if you look up here, this was differences in, we used the average, the median, and the weighted score for the season for each team to determine who would win. Our points are over here. This is how close we got. The team that was highlighted in red was the one that was predicted to win, and this is over here is our actual score. So this first game, Arizona, Minnesota, we talked about this last time. That they won, yay. And we were pretty close, too, as far as our guesses. If you look down here, I want to look at one real quick before we get to the Broncos. Look at KC and San Diego. Everybody see that row 19 through 22?
Yeah.
What was the score for that game supposed to be?
10-3.
Well, that's what it was. 20-27.
Yeah.
Look what they scored. 10-3. And you'll see this a lot sometimes. And that's why I'm kind of picking this game out is, if you look at, we can see that, like, the difference between the two teams, we predicted about 7 points different. We see that in there, right? But if you look at that score, there is no way it should have, why did they score so little points? All right? Well, let's take a look at that. So I want you to open up your browsers. Remember, let's just go Yahoo Sports NFL. Okay, you are not in the hunt.
Yeah, we are.
Sorta. We'll see. They got a long way to go.
We need to win like 3 more games.
Yeah. I tell you what, KC looks pretty good. At least their stats behind their team. Okay, so everybody on this page here? Okay. Go down to find the KC San Diego game. On mine, it's like the fourth one down. San Diego 3, Kansas City 10. Click on that. Okay. Yeah, I know. You're going to want to show the...
Get ready for...
Yeah. All ads. I'm minding you. I don't care. Okay. Look it down. So let's go to the right. Let's go to team stats here. Look at the turnovers. So they both scored not very many points. This isn't unusual, right? San Diego had 1 turnover. KC had 2. We're looking down here. Total yards, obviously KC did better. Does everybody see where I'm at? On the side here? So if you look at third one down, turnovers, not much difference. Okay, what was that other thing that we were talking about as far as things that might play a role in the scores? Penalties, let's look at penalties. Penalty yards, 48-53. Do you think that was much of a factor? No. And in fact, when you're going to look at some of these teams, that's not even a lot of penalties. We said that the more penalties, the lower the score. So it's probably not the penalties. Sacks, let's look at sacks. Oh my God, yeah.
Where's the sack at?
Go up.
Times sack.
Look at net yards passing and then go down to times sacked.
Ooh.
Yeah, how many times did San Diego get sacked? 5. KC got sacked 2. Again, though, KC was supposed to score like 25 points. They're missing like 15 points. Could it be these sacks that, caused that? I don't think so. What else? What was the other thing that we talked about? There was, sacks. There was penalty yards and turnovers. Did anybody, if you watch that game and if you see the replays of that game, let me see if they'll show it. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can play it on here. You're going to see. So why do you think they scored so little points before I even do anything? What was the factor, you think? Some of it, I think, outside the box.
They weren't getting enough yards.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the end result, but why? Why were all the teams' offenses, both those teams, underperforming, you think? Something that would affect both of them.
Because they both suck, so it's neutral.
That was a terrible explanation. No. Okay.
For the effort, that's for certain.
All right, so it's still 7-0 in Green Bay. Packers on top. In Arrowhead.
Oh, they're not
Kansas City.
showing it. Let me see if they get it.
Alex Smith,
See if they
the
watch
Jimmy Maxwell.
when they get a close up. What's that? What is that right there?
Matched up with Macklin today.
Good matchup.
No. This is all about data analysis. Take a closer look at this.
No.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait till it gets close. Now look at it.
Matched
Maybe
up
you
with
can't see it.
Macklin today,
Do you see all that rain?
Second quarter.
Aha!
It was raining?
Oh, it was raining. It was pouring. Right?
All of a sudden it kept
That is a factor that we don't normally think about, right? We were usually like, we're thinking about sacks and new quarterback. They had pretty much everybody they were supposed to. It was the rain. The rain makes the ball sloppy. The rain probably made it so that they both didn't score that many points.
And it was cold.
What's that?
It was cold.
Well, actually, it wasn't that cold. I think it's that rain. What you'll find is some teams play poorly in poor weather. What do you think is one team that actually probably plays a little better in bad weather? No, not Denver.
The East Coast.
Not the East Coast. Think of somewhere where it's really cold and miserable.
That's why, like, New York, East Coast. New York.
Nope.
Jets. No.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Well, they play in a dome. Who doesn't play in a dome in that area?
I know this.
Seattle.
No.
Saints.
Saints? No.
Man, I need to look at this.
Come on. What other team is by Minnesota?
Where's
I
Minnesota?
forgot.
Where are they located?
Cincinnati?
All right, that's it. You guys got to go take geography before you take this course. Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The frozen tundra. You guys heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah. It is cold. I lived in Green Bay. That's where I got my PhD. It is cold. I remember one time waiting for the bus, and the bus was coming. It was below zero. It was so cold that you'd have to put stuff over your face so your face wouldn't freeze. One time I went to do my nose like this. My nose froze together. So I couldn't breathe out of my nose. I had to pry my nose. I'm taking my gloves off, oh my God, I can breathe. It is cold in Wisconsin. Cold. And that is one team actually that will actually probably do better the more adverse the weather is. But in this instance, I think rain actually played a role in this.
How about the Broncos? It's always snowing here.
Well, honestly, as far as other states go, we don't get as much snow as some other people.
That's why the Patriots lost to the Broncos, because of the snow. The ball was slippery.
Maybe. I think the refs were kind of helping the Broncos in that game, to be quite honest. Well, let's go to the Broncos.